Hello, I have created this history to make a monologue as a way to practice English, the imaginary village. I am Hernando. It was an extremely humble village, so not to say a very poor one. Its main street was paved with stones. The other ones were only dusty streets. At winter time they turned into mud. This was due to the continued passing of oxen and mules, which left their excrement and urine scattered on the street. In fact, an awful rotten smell emerging from everywhere, which was tremendously unpleasant to people in their homes. It was frightening for them when they had to walk through that muddy hell at night. This was due to the fact that they could not see the stone lay inside the mud to walk on them. Some people didn't wear shoes. Often they wore their filthy clothes, but anyhow they were happy about everything. But how long did people have to endure such a putrescent streets? I would say that almost forever. Due to the freezing weather, the town was almost always covered by cloud. Sometimes a little wind will coming along, sweeping away the thick, starchy clouds out of the village. That would bring about a bright sun. But the town was immediately covered by another thick cloud that seemed to move very fast. It would come to this small village where it remained until another blowing wind would sweep it away. The houses were entirely built of timber, roofs of 45 high degrees angle, wood boards which were used instead of mud bricks. But a black mixture was applied over the roof as a ceiling so that the rain would not leak through the slit. When the day were clear at the village, you could see the roofs from the distance as a black stain combined with white. White color was how the people of the town painted their houses' brick walls. But the paint was not an industrial painting. It was a white mat or white clay mixed with water. Was the village a healthy place? Well, yeah, despite everything, people tend not to suffer serious illness. They have an excellent health. Humans are like an animal that adapt to the weather conditions in an easy way. They were rosy skin. They were gorgeous human beings. Some of them very rustic feet by walking barefoot. They also wore very humble clothes. Were they happy people? Yes, they were always very happy. They were definitely happy people. They never complained at all. They never even wondered why the progress and development had not yet touched the doors of their humble village, which was surrounded by mountains and very green hills, from where also crystalline waters emerged. That was the main mineral world. In late December, the weather changed and started in the village. The summer began and it lasted until early March. During those summer days, the heat was unbearable, and of course it could be because the surrounding mountains are so high that the sun is closer to the ground. Anyway, in those times, the rotten waters from this hellish street evaporate. The swampy street turned into dry land and dust. It was the time when farmers had a chance to burn the soil to clean it from weed, so they could plant their crops. Mr. Aureliano also burned part of his forest. Who was Aureliano? He was the village lumberjack. He cut down part of his forest to burn in summertime, and so he supplied firewood for whole years in the village because there was no electric light. How does he look like? He was very thin, but extremely strong due to his work. He had a blunt, bushy beard, which only allowed him to show his rosy cheeks. But when he shaved himself, he showed his face with the dry skin and sharp cheek. When he smoked a snuff, his flabby lips looked like if they were thinking all the way to his larynx. He was very tall with a lot of physical energy, dynamic and ready for everything, strength, power, temper, and well-behaved customs, as pure as could be an angel from heaven. No matter how exhausted he felt, he never lost his good temper. Aureliano always lived in the woods, and he only went down to the village twice a week carrying the firewood. He had 7 old mules to transport it. The mules were charged as a natural defense against cold. They were fantastic animals. This history took a strange turn because Aureliano died in the days when the electric light came to the village, and soon the 7 animals were there one after another. That is all.